coming into the moment, just acknowledging it's still early in the day and your body has probably been still for a very long time. Turn your palms so that they're face upwards. Tuck your chin and just gently relax your jaw. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. And then just do that one more time. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. And we're just going to start with the neck. So look over one shoulder, I don't mind which one. And then inhale and bring your head back to center and over to the other side. So using that breath to slow you down, bring your neck back to center and over to the other side. And again, coming back to center and over to the other side. Coming back to center, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling and clasp your hands, interlace your fingers and turn your palms to face the ceiling. Stretch those wrists out and stretch those shoulders out. And then let go of your fingers and lift your knees up and hug them. So wrap your arms, your hands around your knees. And just gently move from side to side on that lower back. And bring your feet down to the floor, as close to your hips as you can have them. And again, tuck your chin, anchor down through your shoulders and bring your hips up to the sky in a glute bridge. So stretching your back out in the opposite direction. And bring those. Say again.
My thighs are tight this morning.
Ah. Bring your hips down and hug your knees into your chest. What have you been doing with your thighs?
Absolutely nothing. That's probably the point.
When I asked the question, I was like, I'm not sure I want to know the answer. Okay. Let your right leg come down to the floor. Whether it's bent or straight is up to you. I'm going to start with mine straight because it's early and my right hip is stiff. And hug your left knee into your chest. Rotate through the ankle. Change the direction of the rotation. And that, all those clicks and cracks, if you can hear them, that's my ankle. And then you're going to take that left knee in the left hand and open it out to the sides. This is going to give the insides of the thighs a stretch. And then bring it back to center and extend the foot up to the sky. So stretching the hamstrings, the back of the thighs. Push into the heel and let your toes come down towards your face, just holding onto the backs of the thighs here. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your hands up to your calves, so avoid the back of the knee. That's it. If you need to bring your head up off the floor, you can, but bring the shoulders as well, so rather than arching through the neck, I want you to actually use a little bit of core strength here, but you can hang off of those legs as well. Good. Inhaling, and then as you exhale, just gently place that foot down, bring your head back down again, and hug the right knee into your chest, rotating through the ankle. Checking in with your jaw, if it's tight, Maybe you just want to wiggle that lower jaw from side to side. And then taking that right knee in the right hand and opening it out to the side. Feeling the stretch on the inside of the thigh. But that knee is supported, so you get to choose how wide you want that to go. Bring the knee back to center. Hug it into your chest one more time. And then take a hold of the back of the thigh and extend that leg up to the sky. More ankle rotations here. Don't know if you saw on the Facebook and everywhere else that I put it that I sat cross-legged yesterday.
I did see it, yeah.
I was so excited. So push into the heel, toes down towards the face. Inhale, and as you exhale, you can bring those hands up to above the knee, onto the calf, really increasing that stretch down the back of the legs. If your head's up off the floor, shoulders are up as well. Okay, let the leg go, bring it down. You're just going to come up onto your elbows. And you're going to bring your feet as wide as your mat. And then windshield wiper those knees from side to side. I think you liked this one last time. And this also gives those hips, which are one of the hips functions, because it's a big bony bit, is the attachment points for, keep on going, I think that's Pat, the attachment points for all of those muscles in the thighs. So, hi Pat.
Hi, sorry.
It's okay. That's all right.
I'll be with you in just a minute.
Take your time, no worries. Yeah, so those hips are the attachment point for those thigh muscles, and if your thigh muscles are tight, this is going to probably feel quite nice. It's a nice gentle way to stretch them. And then over to one side and just stop there. Just come down onto your back, Pat. That's it. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and just move your knees over from side to side. That's it. And just breathe, relax. You're here now. Good. Just stay down on your back there, Pat, and keep moving those knees from side to side. Sue, turn to face me. But sit there with your feet wide again. So same thing, but now we're just starting to come up out of the ground. So if you need to do trouser management, you can. So feet wide and moving those knees from side to side. Say again?
Trouser management.
Trouser management, it's a thing. I was teaching a class the other day and we were about to do goddess pose, and I said to them all, right, hands up above your head now, bring your hands down to your hips and pull your trousers up. And they all looked at me as if to say, what? So you can't blame the trousers for stopping you from getting into a deep squat. Good. Okay, Pat, come on up. Turn to face us. And join in. Good. There you go. Now you can just do what we're doing, Pat, with your feet wide. That's it. And the knees going side to side. Sue, come with me. So Pat, you stay there doing that. And Sue comes up into a 90-90 lunge. I don't mind which leg you bring up first. And this is going to stretch those thigh muscles. So keep the front knee over the front ankle. So you might want to bring that front foot a little further forwards just to give yourself a bit more space. There you go. the stretch forwards. And Pat, you can get up and join us now. So come into that 90-90 lunge. There you go. Making sure you've got a bit of space between the foot and the knee, Pat, just to balance yourself, remember. Inhaling here and then exhaling into a hamstring stretch again. So sending the hips back, straightening the leg and reaching those hands down towards the floor. Nice stretch in the lower back. Inhale and come up. I'm going to show you what this looks like from the front. Inhale and come up. And you're going to inhale those hands up. And exhale, come a little bit deeper. So feel that stretch in that back thigh, that back hip flexor. And then exhale and fold again. So straightening that front leg. Feeling the stretch in that lower back and down the back, the calves and the hamstrings. Coming back up again. So align that knee over the ankle. Inhale the hands up. And you're going to side bend away from the back leg so that you get a stretch down the side of the body. Good. So bring your left arm, Pat, down by your side. That's it. Side bending away from. And you can come a little deeper if it feels good. Sink a little lower if it feels good. Oh, that's a nice stretch. And then come back up to center. Let's swap legs. So don't mind which way you face here. I've turned myself in all sorts of directions so you can see this from all angles. We're just going to start off with the front knee over the front ankle. Inhale, and as you exhale, just sink a little deeper. So feel that stretch in the front of the hip and down into the quad. Big inhale here, lift up through your chest, and then exhale, push your foot into the floor, straighten the leg. And here we are in a hamstring stretch. So try not to hunch through your back. You can stay looking at those toes. My pedicure prevails. It still looks good, so at least I've had the pedicure inspection. That's another technical term, Sue. Trouser management and pedicure inspection. Coming up again. Knee over ankle, this time inhaling your hands up. And sinking as you exhale a little bit deeper. Nice. And then inhale again and come into that fold one more time. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. That'll lift your head up. Inhaling one more time. Remember, this time we're going to go over to the side. And we're going to bend away from that back leg. And that'll probably give you the ability to go a little bit deeper here. It just adds to the stretch in that hip. Good. Inhale, bring those hands back up. And exhale. Foot goes back, hands come down. We're on our all fours position. Spreading those fingers and aligning the shoulders over the wrists. Just move your hips from side to start off with. Breathing, so inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Really ground down through everything that is touching the floor, but at the same time, push away from the floor. You don't want to be sinking in it, sinking into it. Good. And then you're going to come back into child's pose. Exhaling as you go down. Bring your hips down towards your heels, bring your forehead down to the floor. Inhale and come up to all fours. And exhale into a cat stretch. So tucking your chin and rounding through your back. Inhaling into cow, so lifting your head and lowering your belly. And exhaling into cat. pushing down into your feet, pushing down into your knees. Still pushing as you come into cow, lowering your belly, lifting your head, stretching through the front of your throat with the inhale. Exhaling again into cat stretch. One more cow. Inhaling. Let's come up into a down dog. So tuck those toes under. Push into the heels of your hands. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, push your heels down. Stretch through your upper back. Head between your elbows. And take a little bit of time here to just move in those legs. So bending and straightening the legs. Pushing one heel down and then the other one. And really push into your upper back as well. Oh, that's nice. And then come up onto your toes. Bring your shoulders forward so they stop above the wrists. Lower to your knees. And exhale back down into child's pose. Inhale again up to all fours. And then walk your hands back towards your knees. And then bring your hands up off the floor and turn to face me. Nice wide knees. Good. If you have a block or something to support you to bring the floor up to you, place it down on the left-hand side. And you're going to lift your right foot out and extend it out. You can use a cushion or something as well if you want to. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. So you're down on that left knee and you're going to lift the right foot up and then place it down again. And we're just testing for ankle mobility here. Because in this position, if you want to keep your foot down, you can, but it might be too much for the ankle. So maybe you just want to bring that heel up. And again, you decide, because actually foot up feels really good. A nice stretch on the insides of the legs, which we don't get a very good stretch for. And inhale and bring your hands up. Now align your shoulders over your hips because the hips are slightly at an angle, right? So we're going to start to go into that angle and bring that left hand down to the floor or our support to bring the floor up. And then reach up overhead with that right hand. Long straight line. If you want to now, you can try putting that whole of that foot down. How's that for a stretch? Nice. And then bringing your hand to your hip, pushing away from the floor and coming back to our starting position. Let's go back onto the knee and then swap over your support to the other side. So going into it slowly, bring that left foot up, straighten that leg out and just have a little play with the ankle. You might also find while you're doing this, you just end up going a little bit deeper, just stretching a little bit more on the insides of those thighs. Toes come up, toes go down. Nice. And then we're going to slightly lean. Of course, we're aiming for that block. Bring the other arm up. Align those shoulders over the hip and then reach down and stretch. Bringing that left arm up and over. Trying not to lean forwards. Just reaching up high. Inhaling here. And exhaling that hand down to the hip. And come back up again. Good. Now we're on our knees. Just sink your hips back towards your heels. Untuck your toes and come back down into a child's pose facing me. Two inhales and two exhales here just to stretch out that back. Calm down the nervous system. but also just to prepare us, we're going to come up onto our feet now. To take a moment to decide how you're going to do that. If you want to try coming up with me, my strategy is hands down, tuck toes, and roll over the feet. And then using those big strong leg muscles, coming up. Well done, Pat. That's great. Coming up and coming up to standing. Straight away going wide with those legs again, because we're going to follow on with what we've just done. We're going to go into a crouching side lunge. So to the left first. So bend that left knee. And of course, that right foot can either be up or down. There's like a sort of a bigger version, the big boy version of what we just did down on the ground. Now the hips go back and you can come to the side and stretch forearm to thigh here, but we're not leaning. We've still got our torso upright. Good. That's it. And then come on back to center, lift your chest up, and we're going over to the other side. Bend the knee, hips go back. Nice stretch on the insides of the thighs. Good. And then come back up to center. And we're really wide now, so let's heel toe those feet in a little bit. Heel toe them in a little bit more until we're in mountain pose. It's one way to wake up. So heels under hips. Inhale and bring those hands up above your heads. This is our extended mountain. Bring the palms together, bring them down the center line as you fold forward. So exhaling into a forward fold. Let your hands drop down to the floor. Gentle bend in your knees. You're going to inhale into extended mountain again. So pushing away from the floor with those feet, reaching out of those arms and looking up towards your thumbs with the inhale. And exhaling down again. Let the head go. Push down into those feet. Let the arms go. One more time. Inhaling into extended mountain. We're going to stay in extended mountain for a moment here. So hands up above your head. Clasp those hands and reach up high. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see we can now squeeze our glutes and come into a little back bend. Now the body doesn't bend that far in that direction anyway, so you're not looking for a specific shape. You just want to squeeze those glutes and reach back. Good. And then unclasp those hands and bring them down by your side. We're just going to roll those shoulders up, back and down. Because up until now, we've done a lot of work on that lower body. Just move those shoulders. Start to move just one of them. So I'm going to get you to just explore the range of motion of these shoulders. So it goes all the way up and all the way over and all the way around, really wide. In the other direction. And then you're going to draw a figure of 8. So reach out, come down, go up and over. Oh, we have an AI person. And then stop there. We're going to do the other side. So you may notice I've put my hand on that shoulder. It's just for a little bit of feedback. So we're going to start by going up and over. Just that little bit of feedback to know what your shoulder's doing. Just helps with that mind-body connection. Or for me anyway. And then change direction. Now also moving through the wrist and the elbow, so it's not just the shoulder, using the whole of the arm. One more time. And then draw those figures of 8. Might feel different on one side, depending on how your body works. This side is significantly stiffer for me. Nice. And then come down to center and just shake those arms out and shake your legs out. Good. So our hips are nice and woken up. We're going to use them for a little bit of balance. So standing on your left leg, excuse me, bring your right foot just so that the heel is pushing against the opposite ankle and the toe is on the floor. Lift up through your chest and pull your shoulders down the back of your body. Now, this might be as far as we want to go today because you can still stay in contact with the floor. Hi, Bob. Still stay in contact with the floor here and just take the weight off of that right foot. Or if you're feeling like you want to have a go, let that right leg float up and put your hand onto it. Now keep lifting up through your chest here. Anything in between, but the name of the game is control. Good. And then bring that leg out to the side. Keep lifting up. Keep that core switched on. Bring that leg back to the front. And then lower it with control. Good. Shake everything out. I suspect we're being ignored by Bob. He's looking out the window, is he?
He's telling me he wants me to open the door so he can go out.
I see. Right leg. So we're standing on the right leg now. Now the left heel pushing against the opposite ankle and the toe just in contact with the floor. And lift up through your chest here. So lift up. Got to lift up through everything. Imagine there's a string around your head pulling you up. You've got that tension between the ribs and the hips. Good. You can have your arms out to the side. Again, that gives you a bit of stability. And you can just shift the weight here onto that right leg and just lift the toe up. And if you're feeling like you've got a bit of balance to play with today, bring that knee up to hip height and meet it with the hand. Keep that chest high. Keep lifting up. And then send that knee out to the side. Now, the slower we do this, the harder it is, which is why I do it slowly, because I'm mean. And then bring that knee back to center and come down. Good. Shake everything out. We're going to come down into a sumo squat. So trouser management, wide legs. Hips back, forearms onto those thighs. Nice and deep, hands together, so pressure palms together. Now stay low in your legs and reach your hands up. And then push away from the floor. Open those arms out and sink down. Push away from the floor again. Bring your hands to your hips. Step in. The mountain pose. And come to extended mountain with an inhale, palms together. Exhale, your hands down to heart center. And we're done. Namaste. Thank you.